You know that feeling when you're sitting at your desk, staring at your laptop, and you're doing the math in your head again? You add up your bills, subtract your paycheck, and the number at the end just doesn't work. It doesn't add up. And you sit there thinking, there has to be something else. There has to be another way. I want you to know right now, before we go any further, that feeling you have is not weakness. That feeling is actually your instincts waking up. Because here's what nobody tells you. The people who are building real income right now, the ones who seem like they figured out some secret, most of them started exactly where you are. Not with money, not with connections, not with some fancy degree. They started with a laptop, a phone, or sometimes just an idea written on the back of a receipt. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Simple business ideas that real people are using right now to generate real income. Fast. Not someday, not after some complicated 5-year plan. Now. But before we dive into every single idea, I want to mention something important. We have related programs linked down below in the video description. These are specifically designed to help you take what you learn here and actually execute it, step by step, without wasting time trying to figure it all out alone. The people who act on opportunities like this early are the ones who look back a year from now and say that was the moment everything changed. The people who wait usually wish they hadn't. Just keep that in mind as we go through this. Now let's get into it. Let's talk about freelance services first, because this is where most people have the fastest breakthrough. Here's the thing. You already know how to do something that someone else desperately needs. Maybe you're good at writing. Maybe you understand social media. Maybe you're organized. Maybe you're great at data entry, or customer emails, or creating spreadsheets. Those things that feel ordinary to you are genuinely valuable to a small business owner who is drowning in work and would pay someone to take those tasks off their plate. People are earning anywhere from $500 to over $3,000 a month in the first 90 days, just by offering simple services on platforms where businesses are already searching for help. The cost of starting? Almost zero. The time to your first client? Sometimes less than a week. And here's the part that hits different when you really think about it. Every single day you spend not doing this is a day you spend doing the math that doesn't work. That's the real cost of waiting. Now here's where I want to challenge you for a second. Some people hear freelancing and they immediately say, that's not for me, I'm not an expert at anything. And I want to look you in the eye right now and ask you something. Says who? Because experts are not born, they are built. And the market does not require you to be the best in the world. It requires you to be more helpful than the alternative, which is often nothing at all. Pattern interrupt. Let me tell you what happened to someone who thought exactly that way. They had no formal training, no portfolio, no social following. They offered to help a local business manage their online reviews and respond to customer messages. Within 30 days, they had 3 clients. Within 60 days, they were making more from those clients than from their full-time job. Simple. Not glamorous. Effective. Let's move to the next idea. Reselling. This is one of the oldest business models on the planet, and it is absolutely thriving right now in the digital age. The concept is so simple it almost feels too obvious. You find products that are underpriced, you sell them at the right price, and you keep the difference. That gap between what you paid and what you sold it for is your profit. And people are doing this with everything from thrifted clothing to electronics to collectibles to home goods. The beautiful thing about reselling is that you can start with whatever budget you have. $20, $50, $100. Whatever you have right now, that can become your first inventory. And the more you reinvest those profits, the faster it grows. People have turned $300 into consistent 4-figure monthly income within a few months just by being strategic about what they pick and where they sell it. And here's the emotional truth that I want you to sit with for a moment. Every item you walk past at a thrift store, every garage sale you scroll past online, every clearance rack you ignore, those are potential profits that someone else is picking up instead. While you're thinking about it, someone else is doing it. And 6 months from now, they're going to be somewhere you want to be. Let's shift gears completely. Because there's another idea that is quietly making people significant money and almost nobody in your circle is talking about it. Digital products. Things like templates, guides, printables, planners, and simple resources that people need and will pay for without you ever having to ship a single physical item. You create it once, you sell it over and over again. The time you invest is a one-time cost. The returns can continue for months or even years. People with zero design experience are using free tools to create resume templates, budget planners, social media content calendars, and small business starter kits. They list them on digital marketplaces, and while they sleep, while they're at their day job, while they're having dinner with their family, sales come in. That's not a fantasy. That's a business model that removes the ceiling from your earning potential. Now here's where I want to disqualify something important. If you're expecting overnight millions with no effort, this is not that. Nothing real works that way. But if you're someone who is genuinely tired of trading all your hours for a paycheck that still leaves you stretched thin, and if you're willing to put in focused, consistent effort for the next 60 to 90 days, the trajectory of your financial life can look completely different on the other side of that effort. The people who have already done this are not unicorns. They are regular people who simply decided to stop waiting for the perfect moment and started anyway. And the data backs this up. The individuals who take action within the first 48 hours of encountering a new opportunity are statistically far more likely to follow through and succeed than those who say they'll start Monday. Let's talk about one more idea because this one carries enormous potential for people who love connecting with others. Becoming a local service connector. This means you identify services people need in your area, from cleaning to lawn care to moving help to pet sitting, and you connect them with people who provide those services. You take a small fee for making that connection happen. You are not doing the work yourself. You are building the bridge between supply and demand. This model costs nothing to start. You need a phone, you need to talk to people, and you need to be organized. That's it. And yet, people have built serious monthly income from this alone because the demand for local services is constant and the need for someone organized enough to coordinate it all is real. Here's the pattern I want you to notice across every single idea we've talked about today. Low startup cost, fast time to first income, real results that real people are experiencing right now. This is not theoretical. These are business models built for where we are right now, in this economy, with the tools available right now, for someone who might be starting with very little but is hungry for something different. And that hunger matters. Because the right information in the hands of someone who is truly ready to act is the most powerful combination in the world. Which brings me back to something I mentioned at the very start. The related programs linked below in the video description exist because knowing the idea is only the beginning. The people who move fastest are the ones who have clear direction and don't waste months trying to piece it together alone. Every day spent in confusion is a day someone else is lapping you. If you've been waiting for a signal that it's time to take this seriously, consider this that signal. The resources below will not be there indefinitely, and the gap between where you are and where you want to be closes fastest when you stop watching and start moving. Go check them out right now.